Yo, you are now in tune with the Show Lab Producer Podcast. Nothing but producer stuff. You dig?
Yo, what up? It's your boy Marv from Mo Beats. How y'all guys doing, man? You're listening to the Show Lab Producer Podcast, where we talk about nothing but producer stuff on this podcast. It's what we do all day, every day. Number producer stuff, man. Today, I have the privilege to be talking to a gentleman that played a big part in my production life. I've told this story to him before, but for those that may not know, at one point in time, I was a full-time producer, and this guy, his testimony and him he sat down with me and just shared his testimony and told me how he did it, and it just gave me so much motivation. And man, I'll be safe to say, man, that has been at least 07, 06, 07. So that's been a long time, man. So I'm honored to be talking to a friend of mine. He's one of those. He's an OG to me, and he's not just only a colleague, but he's an OG producer to me. And he used to go by the name of JR, but now he goes by the name of Courtney Orlando. And I would like to welcome my good brother, Courtney Orlando, to the show. What up, man?
Marv, what up, Dirty?
I'm well, bro. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Doing better than I deserve. Yeah, good to be on the show.
Likewise, man. Like I was just saying in the introduction, man, and I've told you before, man, you played a big part in my production journey, just being able to, feel like I can do it, you know what I'm saying, as a producer, man.
Yep.
So first and foremost, man, just want to start off by saying thank you for that.
Oh, yeah. Love.
And for those that don't know you, can you just break it down on who you are and what you do and all that good stuff?
Yeah. So, just to bring a little clarity, so I still go by JR, but so my nickname is JR. People been knowing me for a while call me JR, and when I'm functioning as a producer, I'm JR as well. But then when it comes to the artist side of me, that's when the branding changed to Courtney Orlando.
Right.
But yeah, man. So I've been in the game for a minute, and had a chance to rock, be a part of this thing, man, and see it kind of like come from nothing. So back in the cross movement days, you talk about 2005, 2004, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Working with them.
The good old days.
Yeah, good old days. That's, you know what I'm saying? Before streaming, when money was good, when you can make a living off anything.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man, I had a chance to produce for the cross movement, man, and then different artists that they would bring into the fold or link up with, and throughout Philadelphia and Jersey, and of course everybody in my city, Flame, Dizzle, Jason, Mike Real, like I produced for all of those guys, man, and and even more artists, Jay. All of that led to meeting, of course, Lecrae and showing all those guys at Reach Records. Long story short, this is in the prime, working with any and everybody that came through CHH, and I'm just to name a few. I mean, the catalog is well into the 300-400 songs. Right. But end up winning a Grammy with my work for Lecrae album Gravity. Yeah. Watchmen. Yeah. Ended up winning 2 double awards with one with Lecrae and one with Andy Mineo. And won 3 Stellar Awards for my work with The Truth. You know what I mean? And then of course just working with a lot of amazing men and women who, call themselves MCs or part of the CHH community.
Wow, that's dope, man. How did you get into production, Jay? I mean, how did the whole producing, beat making thing even start off for you? I think out of as long as we've been knowing each other, that's a question. That's something I didn't know. So how did you start off?
Yeah, I started off. So like a lot of black people, you go to church because it's tradition.
Right.
And the first thing you learn how to do, if you got a musical, bone in your body, is you find that organ, you find that piano, or you find that set of drums. And so I grew up in, I was a PK, you know what I mean? So my old man was, he was a brilliant pianist, like amazing vocalist. And he hit the studio one time, recorded like a little gospel record, like a little Kurt Franklin type record, but he never went in as an artist.
Right.
So, everything that people see, I'm like, I got that from my old man directly. You know what I mean? So I was exposed to it all my life, but then the drums, I took to the drums.
Right.
So then naturally, I'm at lunch table, cats get to spitting. They were like, well, they ain't call me JR, they called me C-Style. They was like, where's C-Style at? And I would come over and I would get on the table, boom, boom, gat, boom, gat, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that turned into like the first time I ever programmed anything. I think I was 16. My very, very best friend grabbed his uncle's keyboard. It was a Korg N364 sequencer. If anybody, any 40, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But we used that joint, we bring it home, and we learn how to work the sequencer. And I remade, I think it's called Sounds of Love or something like that, or The Art of Love. It was real popular, like instrumental love song back in the day.
Right.
And when I made that, I just remade it from what was in my head.
Yeah. And
learned how to work the sequencer in less than 3 or 4 hours. I knew I was supposed to be produced. That's the outside of faith in Jesus. That is the single most event that in my life that I've never had second doubts on.
Wow.
It was like when I made that beat at 16, I was like, oh, I'm meant to do this. It was without a shadow of a doubt.
Right.
So then fast forward, I'm working, we catch that bug, and then we start learning how to, compose, write, arrange vocals, produce. And then ultimately, got good enough to meet the homeboy Flame. Flame was my actually like really, really dope artist working with, and that's the start. That's how I got started.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
On the sequence, I wasn't in the studio, you know what I mean? None of that stuff. We taught ourselves how to use it, and just kept learning from that.
Wow, man. That's man, I didn't know that, bro. I did not know that. Man.
Yep.
You being from St. Louis, bro, and let me back up. Another thing I didn't know, I didn't know you was a PK's kid neither, man. So man, look, my wife is a PK kid, man. And man, that's a whole nother story. But and me being the husband and the son-in-law, even as we function in ministry and stuff, man, it's so much that come with just being a preacher's kid. But,
absolutely.
But I digress, man.
Right, because that mug can go.
Yeah, it can go all day. It can go. Man, how did, seeing that you grew up in the church, how hard was it from you not to get into even into the just whole music scene? Because I mean, of course, you had Nelly, you had the Saint Lunatics, and I mean, y'all had music already there. So how did you? Was it hard for you to stay away, or what was your? I mean, how was it for you?
So I say when I first started off, I was just making music.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know Christian hip hop exists. I didn't even call myself a Christian.
Right.
Because,
okay.
It's funny because I guess I would, because I'm like, I'll go to church, but like I didn't believe in Jesus. Like I was just going to church because all my family went to church.
Right.
So for me, I would just, I'm just creating. I'm just working whoever. You know what I'm saying? So of course I've worked with Nelly and Ching and all those people, but it wasn't. I gotta say that it wasn't a temptation until I actually started having, when I started really knowing what this call was about. You know what I'm saying? So I remember me and Flame, when we first was like, yo, we not gonna rap about, you know what I'm saying, smashing, killing niggas and doing all types of crazy stuff.
Right.
And we want to rap for the Lord. We actually thought we were the very first gospel rapper, gospel producer in the world.
Right. Wow.
So we ain't have no examples.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, after that, after we was like, we want to rap clean stuff, I still have my old homies who was still in the music scene today. You know what I mean? Like, Like they taught me how to do music, and now they're like, JR, come in the studio with us. I'm like, no, I don't do that no more.
Right.
So that it was a little temptation because you still learning how to sanctify that part of your life that you like. Oh, okay, I can get this to God too.
Right.
And trust Him with that, and not still be Gucci. You know what I mean?
Right, man. Jay, as I'm thinking and as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking, man, there was so many joints. First of all, let me say this: you're probably one of the most diverse producers that I know. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
It's for real, and I think what happened that intrigued me. That intrigued me to be diverse because there was a lot of stuff that I did not even think that I knew you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's case in point. Me and my brother-in-law, because I cut hair too, we was just sitting back. Just a couple of weeks ago, man, I was listening to like the old that first 116 compilation, and like all these different beats you did, but everything sound different. And then I go through going through the Cross Movement catalog, and then speed up to like the Lecrae stuff. Was it important for you to, be diverse like that versus being stuck into that? Because St. Louis had their own kind of like their own little vibe going. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah.
They had their own.
We got a sound.
Yeah, they had their own sound. But like when it comes to your production, man, like you go all over the place. Was that your motivation? Was that your intention to do that, or it was just what it was?
I would say yes and no. So I think yes, because I knew what that St. Louis sound was.
Right.
But I had the privilege of growing knowing that you like this thing called production now. 16, that egg is cracked, but at the same time, that egg was cracked for me as a vocalist.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So then I'm learning how to sing, I'm learning how to do harmonies, I'm learning how to arrange vocals, and I'm learning how to produce. But then I'm staying around grimy dudes, I'm staying around rappers, so I'm getting the best of both worlds. So when it came to like production, I didn't know how to stay in one lane. You see what I'm saying? And especially just like my mother and my father, they had all types of music playing around the house. So you hear some Hall & Oates, and then you hear some Stevie Wonder.
Right.
Then you hear some Barbra Streisand. You know what I'm saying? So like I grew up, I think, with a palette that already lent itself to being diverse.
Wow.
Rather than being stubborn and in one type of music.
Yeah. Wow, man, that's dope, man. Man, I recently you put a post, you posted something on your Instagram just in regards to just what had been going on with you prior to now, just different struggles that you was having with depression and stuff. And man, when I read it, I was like, man, it's one of those things you'd be like, nah, not Jay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not JR. Yeah. I know he ain't struggling, you know what I'm saying? Because I would look on the outside, from the outside looking in. I'm like, Jay, he can, he in a place where he pick who he want to work with, or you know what I'm saying? So, I just don't see that, man. But for you to say that, it really just was like, wow, man, I really didn't know Jay was going on through that. So my question to you, I know life happens.
Yeah.
Did the music, did the production, did that have anything to do with the depression? Because the reason I'm asking, Jay, because sometimes it's I don't want to say it's a depression, or I don't want to say I can't put a finger on it, but I know.
No, you can label it as depression, but it's situational depression.
Right. Well, okay.
Mm-hmm. Or seasonal.
Right. So what happens, man? I find myself, and this is just me. I find myself, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll look at dudes that started out around the same time I did, and I can see like these jokers thriving. And I'm like still here, and sometimes it affects me in a way where I even question myself, like, what is it? Am I supposed to be doing music? What is wrong with me that I haven't, for the lack of better words, took off? You know what I'm saying? So I find myself being I find myself being down about that, man.
That's real talk.
Did that play a part into what you was going through?
That played a part into it. I want to say it came in. It was later in my, all of this change that really played a part. Like it's almost like it was systematic, guys, because. So to just give you a little bit of a backdrop of how all this started for me.
Okay.
I'm still trying to pinpoint when, the depression hit in a way that wasn't just situational. But I can give you similar, some time frames. But for me, it started when in 2014, when I had a heart attack. So I was working out. My whole family was out of town. My whole family, my brother's family, his wife's family, and it was like 20 of us, all to our timeshare.
Right.
Amazing 8 days in Orlando. The very first day there, my wife miscarriages. The second day, I'm working out with my bro. We go swimming. I take a nap. I wake up, pain in my chest. Come to find out, I'm having a heart attack on the second day. So, you know what I'm saying? So spent all 8 days, and it wasn't a major heart attack.
Yeah.
It was a minor one. I had a artery that was 80% blocked, and so they put stents in.
Jesus Christ.
But I spent all 8 days of that vacation in the hospital, right? So that's 2000.
I remember that too.
14.
Yeah, I remember that. Because that was the year you came down for the conference. And man,
absolutely.
And not to cut you off, but I was like, Jay, I'm like, this dude is in perfect condition. How does that?
Yep.
How does that?
No, for real.
How that even happen?
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. Like I'm feeling good. So, and even let me back up. 2 months before that, I was in a car accident.
I remember that too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I almost lost my eye. Like it was crazy. Like if I didn't have a seatbelt, I would have been dead. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you go through that. You trust God. You're like, woof, I almost lost you, didn't I? I'm like, I'm good now, Lord. Back in the game. And then you have a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? I think I was 34. You see what I'm saying? 33, 34. Fast forward 2015. My best friend's wife called me screaming. And she, uncontrolled. I'm like, what's going on? Says she like, he gone. Jeez. I'm like, what are you talking about? My best friend, bro, went to the gym, started working out, had a heart attack and died.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Crazy.
Man.
So, talk about that, man. Not only was that my road dog, he was once my a DJ for me because he was a DJ, DJ Air. You know what I mean? And then he also, was an elder in process. We was both going through the eldership process at our church.
Right.
Crazy painful to lose him.
Woo.
That's 2015.
Yeah.
2016, I'm working out, bro. I have another heart attack.
Right.
You know
That's the one. That was the one you came to the conference at. That's the year you came to the conference, 2016.
Oh yeah, sure was. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, 2016. I remember that one.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I have another heart attack, and I'm like, man, WTF? And I'm like, Lord, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, Lord, I'm 34. So that was for me.
Yeah.
That's where my world, because for my faith was strong up until that point.
Yeah.
Right? Or at least this is what God is teaching me how strong my faith is, right? So I'm like, man, I can trust God through anything. Man, when them 2 heart attacks happened and lost my best friend.
Yeah.
I was in a dark space. That's 2016.
Yeah.
Fast forward 2017, I'm leading worship. My watch is going off on stage.
Yeah.
My dad's secretary is like, get to the house. I think your dad died. I get to the house, my dad's laying face down on the floor. It was only 55.
Jesus Christ.
No, he wasn't 55. He was 58.
Man.
So, let's go back to your original question of, did the music play a part? So, 2013, I come off a high. I just won a Grammy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 2014, I'm confronted with this this heart attack.
Yeah.
2015, my best friend died.
Uh-huh.
And in between 2000 and I want to say 16 and no, between 2015 and 17, I had the worst financial year as, you know, an entrepreneur, as a, you know, doing this thing full time that I've ever had in my whole, you know, 15-year career.
Right.
Bro, so you take that and then pile all of these things that are making you doubt your mentality, making you doubt God's goodness, you having visions of your kids, you know what I'm saying, leaning over your casket daily. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, take all of that. Like, at that moment, I don't give a F about music. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't even, like, but it's like, but I got to make a living.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, for me, it triggered when you go through suffering like that, and everybody's suffering is that, God gives us what we can bear, right? Or
right.
He gives us grace for whatever so that we can bear it.
Yeah.
But I can't tell another man or woman what's hard for them.
Yes.
Oh, that's not a real storm.
Right.
To me, this is a real storm. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Anything around my chest area, it can just be the slight palpitation, and I'm like, oh, I'm about to have another heart attack. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
I got to learn how to live in the light of that. I can drop dead any moment.
Right.
So that reality, man, just it rocked me. And still to this day, the trauma, because when you go through stuff like that, you implode. So you start blaming yourself. I could have worked harder. Could have made this deal. I could have made this compromise.
Right.
Only if I would have, ate one less Snicker or ate one little chicken, whatever it is. You just start saying, I did something wrong, and it sends you into this valley of you're not enough, you're worthless.
Yeah.
To the point, bro, to about 2017, I was ready to kill myself.
Jesus
you know what I mean?
Christ.
I was ready to kill myself. I was sitting in my studio. I had tears pouring. I can't hear God. I'm like, the scriptures, I looked at the scriptures and they look dull to me. But and that was a moment though where I tell people where I almost became hopeless. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I would have heard enough consecutive voices in my head, because I was hearing them, saying, because I got many guns in my house,
right?
Saying, go blow your head off, bro. Just go blow your head off, be done with this agony, and then God will take care of your family. You see what I'm saying?
Sheesh.
You know what I mean? So that long story made long.
No, man, that's Jay. Let me tell you, bro. I'm telling you, it's one of those things too. Like as producers, and just I can't speak for nobody else but myself. I have a tendency, because I'm an introvert, I'm comfortable with my introvertibleness, if that's a word. Yeah. So, if I don't, I find myself, I might even think about you. Hey, I wonder what Jay doing, and still not pick up the phone and send you a text or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because you just don't, man. You just don't know. And then, like, again, from the outside looking in, man, I wouldn't even expect that that's going on, or you was even contemplating suicide, man. Golly, man, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Nah, you know what I mean? And it's one of the things I think I put in the song the other day. I was saying how I was so busy serving others that I almost lost myself. Yeah. Because what happens is you go on autopilot as a man,
right,
and as a leader, and you like, I just got to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? I got it. And so you go into meetings, and I'm on the board at my church, and deep in serving my local church and community, and so I'm doing all of this, and I'm hurting, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm straight hurt, but I'm a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm a black man at that. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, man, it'll just get better.
Right.
To where I was just like,
right.
I was at my wit's end, bro. I was like, I need help. You know
right.
what I mean? So I've been seeing a therapist for about 6-7 months now, and it's been amazing.
Wow. I was just about to ask you that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Like, one of the misconceptions is that, and I wouldn't even say it's a misconception, because I've seen it time and time again with even men in my family, but I would say it's truth. It's some truth that a lot of African American men don't see the need to see a counselor or a therapist to talk it out. Right. Because we see it as being weak, you know what I mean? Or, but being mentally and self-aware is one of the that's
Right.
one of the many strengths or disciplines that I pray that I could always have. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, I'm not ashamed, bro. This conversation for me, bro, like I'm, when you so low, when you like, you ain't got nowhere else to go but
Yeah.
up.
Right.
Like you got little to hide behind. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
So for me, I'm trying to trust God. I'm trying to, get back to being myself, eating right, diet,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, medicine, all of the above, trusting God if he wants to heal me, which I'm praying for, that he take this thing away.
Yes.
But, you know what I'm saying, like, this is my life. This is where I'm at. You know,
yeah. Man, my little brother, he talks about, because I have a little brother, he has a therapist, man, and he talks about it all the time. And he tells me, man, like, that could have been the best thing, he could have ever did. You know what I'm saying? I think as believers, we have this thing where, even if we go counsel with our pastor and get a little prayer and it's done with, but now sometimes you do. I'm starting to realize, man, you got to take those extra steps, you know what I'm saying, to be able to even get it from another viewpoint, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Without the biasness and all those things. And
because it's, well, we forget, man, it's science. Like, God invented science, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's an attribute of, of creation, of trial and error. So when you go see someone, you're not just talking to a good old pal or someone who just, give me a shoulder to cry on. No, you're actually talking to someone who's been trained and taught scientifically how the mind works.
Right.
So when my therapist was like talking about shame, and why it's so dangerous, because when you're shameful, and God never wants us to be shamed unless it's a godly shame for sin that we can know that there's grace for that. But like, God never wants us to think, less of ourselves.
Right.
But shame actually creates new neurological pathways in your brain. So it physically creates another pathway in your brain that your thought process automatically goes to, I'm trash. Like, I didn't do enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't enough. You see what I'm saying? I'll never be this. You always do this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it creates that pathway, that muscle. So you got to do the exact same thing with renewing your mind with the Word of God and also with positive thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Forgot the producer, man, but he's a British guy, black dude. But he got this song called Mount Everest. You know what I'm saying? And it's called Mount Everest Ain't Got Ish on Me. You know what I'm saying? And it's said in this creepy but like bluesy 1930s jazz thing, and then he goes into this trap drum.
Right.
But that's what I say to myself. I'm like, man, I'm creating. We go back to middle school where we tell our kids, like, you created wonderfully and fearfully.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I got to say that to myself now at 40 years old. Like, like, you're an amazing piece of work. You can do anything. God can do anything. Let's get up and kill it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got to preach that over myself into those new neurological pathways, or God graces it in in quicker time for them things to form. So it's science too, is what I'm trying to say.
Right, man. That is so good, man. I'm shucks. I'm gonna start practicing that myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, David said it, man. Sometimes he just had to encourage himself in the Lord. You did. You had to be. So there was probably many a days where he was talking to himself, just saying, look, man, I can make it. Look, God got me, you know what I'm saying? I think, when you're in the midst of it and the pressure is on, we take stuff like that for granted, those simple words like, man, I can do this. God, you got me. I'm great. I'm fearfully, wonderfully made. You know what I'm saying? We take those words with a grain of salt, man. I'm so glad that, things are much better, bro. For real. Man. And I'm
absolutely.
and being able to talk about it, because as a black man, number one, you know what I'm saying, life is already a mountain, you know what I'm saying? And then adding in being a believer, you know what I'm saying, on top of that, ultimately on top of all of that, man, you know, it could be one of those things because everything is on the line. Your fate on the line, you know. You I mean, even believing that God is real, all that is on the line when you get to that place, man. So I'm so glad to hear and encouraged to even hear you on the other side of that thing. You dig?
Yeah. You know what I mean? But but like I said, you know, I talked about it how some depression is seasonal.
Yes.
Some people react to it and it's situational. Mine's is, you know, it feel like that it feel like it's been going on for 5 years straight.
Wow.
So for me, like if I'm up, I gotta praise God for it because I know that it's gonna be a day where I'm gonna be down, and I'm gonna need to remember those good days. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna need to remember the truths about who I am. Even when you do all things right, eat right, get proper sleep, yada yada yada, it still can just hit you out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? But that's when you stay in good community. You know what I'm saying? I got sticky notes, I got things on my phone, I got reminders.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just speaking the word of God to me, just telling me how dope I am, how blessed I am, how dope my wife is. I got, you know, my laptops, everything got pictures of my family so I can see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I get one of them funks, I'm like, nah, you tripping. You know what I mean? Like, you straight good.
Yeah. Man, wow, that's some nuggets too, just to be able to. I mean, for those that are listening, man, hey, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put me some notes on my clipboards and on my screen. Hey, man, look, you're awesome. God created you you're gifted and all those things, you know. Because boy, you sit there and boy, you let your mind be idle, boy. Your mind will go. Your mind will go,
and it'll never find you. And you notice it'll never find the best attributes of you. You see what I'm saying?
Never, bro.
It always finds your mistakes.
Yes,
you know what I mean, that's how I know. Even when I'm sober, like even if I can't really discern if it's from the Lord or not. But I can sense like this is evil. You know what I'm saying? If God is out there fucking with this evil, and it's not being part of that sometimes. God be like, nah. Because all you throwing at me is negative. You ain't doing that one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All the compliments, your wife and your kids, like none of that stuff comes up.
Yeah.
It builds a case and a mountain on a molehill of mistake. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Whew, man. So, what is JR doing these days, man? What is he up to? What is JR? What is Courtney? What are these two guys up to in 2020?
Yeah. So, man, 2020 hit the ground running, putting out new music. I put out 2 singles so far.
Dope.
Single called Anti-Hero, and another single called No More Tears. And it's all from this project called Things Below. So it's dropping May 1st, which is National Mental Health Awareness Day. But the project is all about, you know, my bout with depression. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully I've achieved the goal of not making it sound depressed. I remember listening to one of Kid Cudi's records about 6 years ago.
And that mug was depressing like a mug.
That mug was just hella depressing. So I was like, oh, man, this mug make me want to murk myself. That's cool. You know? But I was like, I don't want it to be like that. So But I chose the route to go more like trap R&B with this one because I was so intrigued by, you know, like never, no one ever really heard me rap.
Right.
But like Flame Thizzle, they always be telling me, they be like, yo, bro, you should just drop something. So on this record, I do a lot of singing, but I do a lot of like rap singing. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I produce my own stuff. This is what I want to do. But you know, I don't want to stay here. But this is how, when I started to flesh out what was going on with me, it came out in that form of music. You know what I mean? So you know, that's Courtney Orlando. So just, you know, working on Anti-Hero podcast, where we're going to be talking about, you know, depression and mental health from the African American diaspora. And then I'm going to I have a web series I'm creating as JR from Soul High Productions, where I link with the city's 10 top artists. I give them a track, and we document the whole process from when they receive the track, for us writing to it, you know, almost treating it like a reality show. You see what I'm saying? So it'll be like 15 minutes per show.
Mm-hmm.
But they show us making the songs from start to finish, all the funny parts, whatever, all the good stuff. So people can start seeing like what it's like. Oh, this dude is a real producer. So
right,
bringing in musicians, working from pop artists to gospel artists to trap artists to the hip, classic hip hop to soul. Like I want it all in the episode. So we're still working on the name. Still got to have a few more meetings to solidify that joint, but. Got that popping off this year too.
Man, that sounds exciting, man. I'm looking forward to that, bro.
Yeah, man.
Man, Jay, before we get up out of here, bro, for those producers that may be listening, that may even be struggling, because like I was telling you, man, one of the things that I wrestle with is just looking. And let me say this, bro. Social media can be the devil. Social media, boy, that thing, man, that thing will have your mind going. That thing will make your mind, make you feel like, I'm not doing anything. Like, and that weighs on you. You know what I'm saying? You start looking at how long you've been doing it, and you start and you find yourself comparing yourself to dudes that may have came behind you or even on side of you. So what would you tell a producer, man, that may be even wrestling with that? You know what I'm saying? What would you tell them? I mean, what would be your encouraging words to them?
So it's crazy because I took I feel like I'm so behind, and I'm learning so much. That's why my team is young, but they are younger. Because this they world, but I was away from social media for a year and a half.
Yeah, I remember.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how to work the new highlights, Instagram, all this. I didn't. I lost the and I was during that time I was teaching music, so I was versed on some stuff, but the rhythm of being an artist, selling yourself, not with a label no more, all of that type of stuff was so different for me. And so what happens is you see people who ain't missed a step, and you see them winning, and you're like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? You could be winning, but you're looking at yourself like you're not winning because of your perspective. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so for me, I had to take a step back from social media because I was just like, yo, I'm comparing myself too much. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm comparing what other people have versus what I have, and that's making me ungrateful.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
You know what I mean? And so I had to step back. So now re-entering, one of the things I'm learning, especially for those of us who've been doing it long, like this is the treasure, right? Because right now, like quantity is winning over quality.
Yes.
But the truth is though, it's some kids out here, they just cold. Like they just you know what I'm saying? They like some of these kids they can do what we can do. Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Like a little more. Like, and I'm not afraid to admit that. Like I'm mentoring a kid right now.
Right.
He's 22. He's gonna be an absolute monster. You see what I'm saying? But here's the thing that can't be replicated or duplicated. And that's our experience. Right?
Yeah. Wow.
So one of the I want to do like probably like a 15-minute video. I want to show myself making 4 different beats. Something soul, something pop, something straight good, trap, and then some R&B. Yeah. And then I want to weigh that up against a producer, what we call a bedroom producer. Right? The people who are selling the tracks, they know they got the hustle, they got the trap game down. Right. But ask them to jump from, okay, this trap, now jump over, let me see you do this pop song for Katy Perry. Let me see you jump from this Katy Perry song, you know what I'm saying, to a Yolanda Adams joint. Or let me see you jump from this Yolanda Adams joint to this D'Angelo joint. You see what I'm saying? Or whoever. So, that's what we got to sell now. Right. You see what I'm saying? If we trying to compete with how many, because they going to make more beats than us, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got family. And that's why you got to start bringing the young dudes. A lot of young dudes give me beats. So it makes me look like I do a lot of beats. Right. But I just partner with them. But, no, they can't duplicate what we do. So any producer out there that's been doing it 10 plus years, learn how to work your experience. You see what I'm saying? Learn how to work what you know And that's gonna that'll take you into school, that'll take you in corporations.
Right.
That's what, you know what I'm saying? You can do whatever with the knowledge that you have from your experience.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so everybody got their time. You see what I'm saying? Everybody got their time. And then trust where God's provision has you set at. Because some people, I ain't gonna say some people, it's hard to hear God say, like, okay, that season is past.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't listen to that,
man,
like, you're gonna hurt your family with some decisions. You're gonna hurt yourself, and you're gonna hurt your art. You see what I'm saying? So I try to be so super self-aware. I send my stuff to young dudes. I'm like, yo, is this missing something? Because here's the thing, bro. As bad as I love Timberland, as bad as I love the Manny Freshes, as bad as I love the Pharrells, bro, the Dr. Dre's, dog, it's art. We got to start raising up the new dudes because we cannot compete.
Right.
Because it's not our generation.
Man,
you see what I'm saying?
Bro, Jay, man, if we wasn't running out of time, dog, I'm telling you, that's I'm telling you, my two young boys, they make beats too. Like, and my wife was just telling me today, because I set them up a beat page and I have my own beat page. My wife was like, man, look, you need to intertwine they beats into your page too. It'd be like one-stop shop, because it's some stuff that my young boys, they do. Like, my young boys, they killing this trap stuff.
That's tight, bro.
Man,
tight.
Bro, both my 15-year-old and my 12-year-old, like, they killing it, bro. And my wife was like, baby, you just can't do that. You can do it, but they do it better than you. You don't need to have a one-stop shop, man.
One-stop shop where you can get both of them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I want to shout you out too, bro, because when I talk about learning how to transition and doing things, and just being on the grind, like you that guy, like you hit the ground running. You feel, you know what you want. You probably one of the first dudes out of City Chase to even had their own drum packs, you know what I'm saying? Or like one of the top 2 or 3.
Man, don't
you
give me
the game was changing.
Man,
you know
don't you give me to start crying up in here.
Nah, I'm just saying. Like, I see you morph and do your thing and adapt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you getting in your own right.
Man, I appreciate that. Sometimes, man, even with that, going into the, the kid world and stuff, man, I will say, all those opportunities, just it stemmed from the production and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like you say, man, I find myself, I still find myself like not even, I find myself having these ungrateful days, like, man, this ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? But hearing you saying, like, bro, I see you grinding. That says a lot, because sometimes I be feeling like I'm doing it in vain. Jay, I ain't lying.
Yeah. Oh, nah, bro. we all been there, bro. You don't get that placement, you don't get that deal, that don't go through the pub, whatever. You know what I mean? But for me, I speak, dog, that my future is going to be bright, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So for us, it's the transition that's tough. You see what I'm saying? Like, knowing what the new season, and that requires faith. You got to trust God. Be like, what's next? Woo. But everything that we've done, what you would call yourself an expert at, like, that's always, like, that ain't, we ain't gonna just up and down we plumbers. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or
right.
You know what I mean? Like, God is still using what we've been crafting and developing the last 10, 15 plus years.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we just got to hear what he's saying, and usually that comes in the form of teaching.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It comes in the form of building. You know what I mean? So you can pass on what you learn. So that's what I'm on, bro. I'm excited for my children. I'm excited about these young people that I'm going to have a chance to shine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited about whatever enterprise comes from the work of my hands. That's what I'm excited for.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm nowhere near that, but I'm speaking it right now.
Yes, sir.
Because I know it's going to be days where I'm, you know what I'm saying, where I'm going to need to remember these words. You
right. Man, I'm gonna agree with you, bro. For real, kid.
Yeah.
Man, Jay, bro, I appreciate you coming on to the show, man. You dropped a lot of, just a lot of information that the producer community need, man. And like I say, man, I'm glad to hear you back and hear you shining and, you know what I'm saying, doing your thing, bro. And I can't wait to see what God got for you in store myself, brother.
Yeah, me too, brother.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah.
Thank you for the platform, man. I got you anytime.
No doubt, man. You've been listening to the Show Lab Producer Podcast, where we talk about nothing but producer stuff. You dig?
Yo, you are now in tune with the Show Lab Producer Podcast. Nothing but producer stuff. You dig?